Hello, my name is Bill Dendy, District Governor for District 5810, 2016-2017. I also have served as our District Treasurer for 2010 to 2012. I'm a licensed CPA and an attorney. And with me today is my good friend.
Hi, I'm Rick Amsberry. I'll be District Governor in 2017 and 18. I was District Treasurer from 2003 to 2007. I'm a licensed CPA, have been since 1990, and I'm currently in my own client practice when I'm not doing Rotary stuff.
And today we're here to talk about Club Treasurer Training. And all I'd like to point out from the very top is that there are 3 key dates that as a District Treasurer you've got to remember. The 3 dates are the dates that your international Rotary dues become due, the date that your district dues become due, and the date that your federal 990 tax form becomes due.
Your international dues are due 30 days after the Rotary year begins, so think about paying your dues by August the 1st of each year.
District dues are due no later than October 1st of the Rotary year.
Almost as soon as that's over with, by November 15th of each year, you want to file your not-for-profit tax return for your club.
And that's the 990. And the type of 990 you file depends on your gross receipts for your Rotary club.
That's right, Bill. For most 990s that are filed, these are for clubs that have less than $50,000 worth of gross receipts. It's as simple as filling out an e-postcard and sending it to the IRS.
For clubs with receipts between $50,000 and $200,000, there's a shortened form called the 990EZ, and those over $200,000 would have to do the full form 990. Now this is a serious form in that the IRS will take away our tax privilege status.
That's right, Bill. And even if we're late on that, they'll charge you a penalty of $20 a day, which can, with a cap of $10,000. So after just a few months go by, you can see that that really mounts up.
That's right. So if we can't make that November 15th deadline, the extensions are automatic, but they must be applied for. And this generally falls under the duty of the District Treasurer. So those 3 dates are RI dues, district dues, and the 990. And the year is pretty front-end loaded.
In addition to those 3 dates, there's many things that a club treasurer has to do. Ideally, the club treasurer would help develop the club's annual budget. Here's a sample on your screen for you to look at. Developing and adopting a club budget will help a club plan its service projects and fellowship activities for the coming year. At the beginning of each fiscal year, the club's board should prepare a budget of estimated income and expenses for the year. Changes to the budget should require board approval. So here's what you need to do. Project estimated club income and expense items by category. Avoid the danger of overestimating income and underestimating expenses. Be conservative in setting aside amounts for club activities. Plan to show a favorable balance at the end of the year. Provide regular reports on the club's financial condition. Quarterly reporting at a minimum is recommended.
Having developed the budget, the next step is to keep track and keep accurate records of club expenditures and income. Keeping track of club income and expenses using some type of accounting software such as QuickBooks is highly recommended. This will allow a quick and easy way to accumulate data for reporting to the club's board and membership, as well as reporting to the federal government. Coordinate with the club secretary for the billing and collection of club dues. According to the customs of your club, it may be the secretary or the treasurer, or both, that prepare and mail out the statements and receive the payments for club dues. Other items such as cost of meals or foundation contributions may be included on the statement. If your club includes contributions for amounts for the Paul Harris Fellowships, be sure to keep these amounts segregated. These amounts will be forwarded to RI using a multi-donor form. Each individual who contributed to the Paul Harris Fellowship will receive a contribution letter for tax purposes from RI. We'll have more discussion on this activity later. If fundraising is done, be sure to keep track of the income and expenses separately of the funds to be used for a particular purpose. Some clubs will even keep separate accounts or journal balances so that they can compare one year's fundraising projects to another and one project to another.
It's important to maintain all club funds and the appropriate accounts. All club funds should be maintained in a separate bank account designated by the board, set up using the club's own taxpayer identification number. All activities of the club should flow through this bank account. Cash transactions are not recommended. Having a policy requiring 2 signatures for any expenditure is a plus. Reconcile the club's bank account monthly to ensure the accuracy of the checkbook balance. Each type of income and expense activity should have its own appropriate respective account listing. This will allow the board to track how the club is performing in regards to budget guidelines and plan for future events. Review the classification of the income and expense coding monthly to ensure accuracy. Having an annual financial review by a qualified professional is also recommended.
Financial reports are not just designed to see how we did in arrears and to fill out tax returns. Financial reports should be available to the board to help make ongoing board decisions. Prepare and distribute a report of your club's financial condition to the membership at least annually, and to the board at least quarterly. At a minimum, these records should include a balance sheet, income statement, and a variance statement comparing year-to-date actual with budgeted amounts. Cash basis or accrual accounting, either one will work, although accrual basis reports are better for planning purposes.
You'll also be performing other fiscal duties normally associated with your office. Obtain a bond. That's a signed obligation that funds will be handled honestly or a penalty will be issued, if required and paid for by your club. Payment of RI membership dues and subscription fees to the Rotarian are due twice a year, in January and in July. Coordinate with your club secretary in completing the semi-annual report. However, if required, your club should maintain additional liability insurance for its activities. District dues are due after July. They're based on your club membership as shown by Rotary International at July the 1st at $30 per member. So beware, clean those old members off your books in June, or you'll have to pay for them in July. If club members have not paid their dues by the due dates, the RI and district dues are still payable.
For some club treasurers, the collection of annual dues can be a large task. Communicate with the club secretary concerning delinquent membership dues. The standard Rotary Club Constitution states that members who fail to pay their dues within 30 days of the due date will be notified in writing by the club secretary at their last known address. If dues are not paid within 10 days of the notification date, the membership may be terminated, subject to the discretion of the board. Provide your club secretary with a list of members whose dues are 30 days past due, so that proper notification can be sent. Once these notices are sent, provide your secretary with a list of members who still haven't paid their dues after 10 days, and then direct to the board. If your club processes and collects contribution to the Rotary Foundation, such as payments for the Paul Harris Fellowships, you'll need to forward these contributions to the Rotary Foundation. Contributions can be forwarded at any time. With the contribution, submit either a single or a multiple donor form. Both forms are available online at rotary.org. Contributions to a Rotary Club are typically not tax deductible by the individual or business making the contribution. Rotary clubs are exempt under IRS Code Section 501c4, which does not allow for the receipt of deductible contributions. Furthermore, Section 6113 of the IRC provides that certain tax-exempt organizations that are not eligible to receive tax-deductible charitable contributions must disclose in any fundraising solicitation an express statement in a conspicuous and easily recognized format that the contributions to the organization are not deductible for federal income tax purposes as charitable contributions. It is oftentimes the treasurer who is in possession of this knowledge who is expected to follow the Section 6113 of the IRC and make sure that our members are not taking deductions for non-deductible contributions. However, keep in mind that some businesses may take the deductions not as a charitable contribution, but as a business expense. At the end of your term as treasurer, make sure that you provide the incoming treasurer with the QuickBooks accounts for historical data and all the books and access to the new accounts.
In addition to federal taxes, there may be other taxes that you need to know about. First, state tax exemptions. Since your club holds a federal tax exemption, It should qualify for an exemption from most state taxes, including franchise, sale, and use tax. Exemptions are granted by the Comptroller of Public Accounts by filling out a specific form. Your club probably already holds an exemption under the group exemption held by Rotary International. More information can be found at the State Controller's website. When your club's vendors request your club's tax-exempt number, simply provide them with a copy of the sales and use tax exemption certificate. If your club has paid sales tax in the past, there's a procedure for requesting a refund of this tax. More information is available on the State Comptroller's website. Some clubs may be organized as a nonprofit corporation. Nonprofit corporations can be exempt from Texas franchise tax as well, but must request the exemption using a specific form. In addition to this, there may be local tax exemptions. Rotary clubs may be subject to business personal property taxes and business real property taxes. Exemptions are easy to get. Most clubs already have them, but must be requested. Miscellaneous local taxes, for example, a local share of sales tax, hotel occupancy taxes, and things of this nature. Generally, a local taxing authority will accept the comptroller's exemption, but not always. Be aware of the issue and then follow the rules closely. Finally, there are payroll taxes. Some larger clubs may employ an administrator. If so, all employment tax requirements must be followed. There is no exemption for these taxes. Tax withheld from the employee's pay must be deposited timely. All quarterly and annual filings for both federal and state reporting must also be done when due.
If you have any additional questions, please contact our district treasurer, Rick Scazzillo, who would be happy to answer any of your questions. The club treasurer position is a very important job within the club. I hope you've enjoyed this few minutes of club training. It's been our pleasure to present it to you.
God bless you and thank you very much.